Steelers made it closer than what they needed to. Welcome back to the Black and Gold Standard Podcast, and let's get right into it. So the Steelers came out with a victory last night, beating the New York Giants 26-18. It was a game, to be quite honest, was probably a little bit closer than it really should have been. Um, couple of concerning things that I take away from the game last night, but at the end of the day, if some things would have went right, this game probably could have got carried away a little bit. The Steelers lost 2 touchdowns. One off penalty and the other one off a bizarre um, ruling that really seemed like every football person really didn't know that if you tap one foot twice, that doesn't mean that it's a catch. You still have to get both feet in. So I guess everybody will learn from that one. But for the most part, on the offensive side of the ball, really not no really concerns. Russell threw the ball well. Um, he did have a turnover, and which is funny because if you look at his turnover, the guy went to go punch. He went to go punch the ball out, but he actually, if you really watch it, he punched Wilson right in the jaw, and he let that ball go. But other than that, I thought Wilson played well. I mean, like I say, he's still getting his legs up under him. He threw a couple of nice passes, deep balls, right on the money. Got sacked, I want to say 3 times. I know one of them was definitely on him. He just kind of held the ball a little bit too long. That Broderick Jones, he just let his guy basically whoop him, and he got sacked. And I think another sack he had, Dexter Lawrence pretty much blew up the middle, and actually I don't think Lawrence really got the sack, but you had a backup lineman that had to come in for a play, and I mean the Giants did what any team should do. They went right after him and got a sack off of that play. But for the most part, Wilson played well. Najee is, man, this. I mean, I don't know if the Steelers planned it this way, but if Najee keep running the ball the way he's running, they're gonna have to pay him. I mean, I know they got that. I know they got that policy of not doing deals during the season. I would not let him hit free agency if he keeps running the way he's running. I want to say he 19 carries for 114 yards. So for the most part, the offensive, like I said, no complaints here. Wilson spreaded the ball around, probably hit about 5 or 6 receivers, different receivers. Calvin Austin, he showed his speed off with returning a punt and also getting like a 30-yard touchdown. So offensively, they're moving in the right direction. This bye should help them, give them a little bit more time to work out some more kinks. But like I say, offensively, I really don't have any complaints. Now let's get to the defense. the defense played an up and down game. Basically, that first half, I thought they were terrible, and then in the second half, they did what they usually do, kind of shut teams down, but they still were sloppy in tackling. I don't know. The Giants had some good runs. I mean, they running back went over 100, almost 150 yards. Would have definitely had that if Cam Cam Hayward pretty much ended his night, slammed him on the back of his head. Um, but the defense was very leaky, very leaky. They gave up 100 yards to a running back, gave up another 100 yards to one of the receivers. Um, for the most part, Daniel Jones played a good game. I mean, at the end he did what he do and turned the ball over to kind of seal the game. But I thought for the most part, throwing the ball, he was able to do almost anything he wanted to do. He really didn't run. That was one. I think the Steelers kept him to 1 yard rushing, which was huge. And I think that was one of their main focuses going into this game, that they wasn't going to let him hurt them with his feet, which he didn't. But that defense need to be tightened up a little bit. I don't really know what was going on, but um, they need to figure out what their problem is, because they gave up almost 400 yards in offense to a Giant team that's been struggling. Um, T.J. Watt was, hey, T.J. Watt was T.J. Watt. Um, had 2 sacks, would have had 3, but I think Jones just got a toenail across the line of scrimmage. Um, he had the strip sack at the end, which was huge. Beanie Bishop, another interception. That's 3 in 2 games. Highsmith, man, he was coming off that edge and doing his thing that he does. So, like I say, right now, if I was grading it, me personally, I would have gave the Steelers, and also because of the competition they was going against, I would have gave the Steelers defense probably C minus, because they really should have dominated this Giants team a little bit more than what they did. Like I say, they got to buy to kind of figure out what's going on and fix whatever they got to fix, because some of them holes that guy had to run through were humongous. So something going on that they need to get back tight. So with this victory, the Steelers go to 6-2, back in first place in the AFC North. So to be honest, I actually had, well, my predictions, I want to say I had the Steelers being 7-1 at this point. I think I did have them maybe losing one game. But to be 6-2, going into the bye, and now this is where the schedule, gets real. The competition is going to bump up a little bit. They're one game ahead of the Ravens, and got the Ravens coming up in, I think, about 3 weeks, because of what they got the bye, and then they play Washington, and then I think they play the Ravens. So yeah, like in 3 weeks they got the Ravens. So, we'll really see that'll give Wilson a little bit more time to kind of get his stuff together and get his feet up under him some more. But he's been playing great. He's been playing great. He just, like I say, he just had his first turnover. Had a fumble. He's not putting the ball in harm's way. I mean, honestly, I haven't seen a pass yet that he's thrown that was even close to being picked off. So but if you look at it, he's like third all time in taking care of the ball. So this is not new for him. Like I say, his biggest problem has been the fumbles, and he had one yesterday. But everything's looking good so far. Everything's looking good. I mean, the good thing to be coming out this bye, the Steelers should be super healthy. They should basically have everybody back. Um, you'll have Patterson back on the offensive side of the ball. Frazier should be back at the center. Um, Cam Sutton to be back from his suspension. Who else? Da 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 da. I want to say that's about it of the injury guys, but it's probably a few more guys that Herbert should be back. So I mean, the Steelers getting a lot of guys back. They're going to be healthy, and hopefully they can stay healthy. And like I say, they're going into this tough stretch of their offense. So I mean, tough stretch of their schedule. So we will see how this go. I mean, what else? I wanted to hit on something else. Like I said, we kind of hit on the defense, and I just think the defense has some things they need to tighten up a little bit. Um, I think Watt is ready to go on a little run here. I know what I wanted to hit on. The offensive line. You got to give those guys credit because I I said that the key to this game would be controlling Dexter Lawrence. He made a couple of plays, but nothing major that he didn't wreck the game. They didn't let him wreck the game. And kudos out to those guys. Like I say, almost every play they put four hands on him, and like I say, he pushed some guys around at times, but a player of his stature, um, they controlled him pretty well. So I hands out to the offensive line for doing that. Um, Robert Jones didn't play a bad game. Just sometimes, I mean, like he was the cause of the first touchdown being called back, and that was just that play when he grabbed my man's face mask. That's just late. I mean, those type plays, those are the things he needs to cut out. I mean, it wasn't even necessary to be grabbing the face mask, So those type little things, but I can't really sit here and say that he had a bad game. I did see him get beat one other time, but for the most part, he had a solid game. So hopefully things is kind of starting to turn around for him. Dan Moore, he's just solid. I mean, he's not a dominating player, but he's not a trash player either. He's just solid. You know what you're gonna get from Dan Moore. I mean, honestly, you're gonna get more good plays than bad, but he's gonna be, especially when he's going up against a premier guy, he's gonna get beat. He's gonna get beat here and there, but for the most part, he's solid. Um, Russell Wilson, whenever he did have a little bit of problems, he was able to scramble out of there, and man, he's throwing the ball real good right now. And if that keeps up, um, this is going to be a special season for the Steelers because he's throwing dimes out there. Um, Pickens got like I say, that was a weird play. I don't know if he thought that getting the 2 feet in equaled one. But those little things like that, you still gotta get that foot down. The premier receivers get that foot down and make that catch, legit. So other than that, really not a lot of complaints about anything. Um, like I said, just the defensive side. I thought those guys had to, they have to tighten up a few things. But other than that, we'll see what goes on if we get any news as far as maybe getting another receiver. Um, I don't know. Those guys really played well. Austin and Jefferson. Jefferson had a nice deep ball catch. Um, we'll see what the Steelers do. Like I still don't think you go wrong, getting another a legit number 2 receiver and letting Wilson and Austin kind of battle out to see who's number 3, and then the loser of that battle will be number 4. I'll be cool. I'll be cool with that receiving core. And like I say with Wilson, he's spreading the ball around anyway. I mean, everybody is you had 3 tight ends to catch passes yesterday. Um, so we will see. So we'll talk probably the end of the week just to see what's going on. And like I say, the team is on bye, so probably won't be too much stuff going on. Just probably be some announcements on, who's coming back and who's not. So we will see. Until next time, take care. All right. Bye-bye.